What's up, movie fans and Netflix bingers? This is the Bros Who Binge podcast. My name is Adam Schubert, and as always, I'm joined by Lyndon Burton. Lyndon, how are you doing this week?
Doing well, man. Super solid week. We got another pitch and match behind us. We dropped the new rankings, so I might as well give the rankings on air for those of who missed it. Let me do that real quick.
All right.
Let me while I find it. Excited
yeah,
though.
I'll talk about it.
Tell the people about what else dropped today.
Well, what else? Well, I guess it is dropping today as well. The new Run It Back. You, me, and Ian got together to talk about Blade Runner 2049. We put it out there for people to choose what Denis Villeneuve film we should review.
Chose.
That's what they chose. So we talk about that.
It was a great review too, by the way. Like, we really went in depth. We talked about all the themes. Like, we got really philosophical with this one.
Well, I feel like with Denis Villeneuve, that's where you have to go. Like, even, and that's what I feel like he's going to bring to Dune, is something that's a little bit even more philosophical. Because if you think about every movie, I haven't seen Sicario, but if you think about every movie he's done,
Sicario is definitely philosophical about like crossing the border, which you're allowed to do in other countries. Sicario goes there and really looks down on like how America handles like bringing war to other countries, then trying to use them as the scapegoat. Like, it's in depth.
Yeah, and I guess I can't really think about the exact theme that Prisoners tries to project for the.
It has one though,
but it has one. We're not reviewing Prisoners right now.
Yeah, so we don't have to think about any of that.
But like, obviously, Enemy has it.
Yeah,
Blade Runner does it,
and Arrival does as well too.
And Arrival, yeah.
So be sure to check that out. We reviewed Blade Runner. It's a very, very good interview. But for those, a very good review with me, Ian, and Schubert. But the Pitch It rankings are out. Caused some controversy. Some people were upset. Some people took shots. So the current champion, your boy, of course, number one. The number one contender, the first seed of Pitch It, number one as of May 22nd, Dan Exclaims. Shout out to Dan. Number two, Shamit Dua, who felt that he should have been the first seed. Controversy there. Number three, like he should have
been the first seed.
Well, the people voted. Number three, Peter from What Do You Say Anime. Number four, Christian Hollinger, the winner of the match. The recent winner. Number five, Damo Gary. He was a little upset. He was like, how did the most recent winner get 4 and I get 5? I was like, Damo, he played a better game than you, brother. Number six.
That's facts.
Number six, Jake Madison, the first loser.
Yeah.
Number 7, Ian, who's upset that he's not 6 because he's like, what's the difference between me and Jake? I was like, Jake played a better game than you. Number 8,
more experience.
Number 8, Cash Carbon, most recent winner. He's 8 over Hastic because he was more entertaining, and Hastic had an epic meltdown. So Hastic's number 9, and then in last place, Luis No Lapels Reddit.
See, my whole thing with this ranking system is you have Dan on top, and then you have his competitor on the bottom.
Well, yeah, his competitor lost.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, you're saying why is Shamit not 1?
2 and 3. 2 and 3 had the competitors that are the 2 top losers.
But some of that is because of entertainment factor. Some of that's because of a good match. Has actually got demoted because you got to think about it. Has was winning the match. Dan's number 1 because of the epic comeback that he had, and has to be low because of his epic meltdown.
Yeah.
So, but we're figuring out this ranking because after each pitch and match, we're going to do a ranking show. So be on the lookout for that. But super excited, man. That's what we got. Rankings are out.
Yep.
So.
I know we're trying to keep up with Letterboxd as we can. Definitely have some stuff to talk about.
Real quick, Schubert, just because I know this isn't on the notes, but there's 2 things that we should have had in the notes that aren't, that we might as well talk about before. Netflix released Geek Week, which is going to be June 7th.
I was going to talk about that when we talk about what's the thing that's in there? Oh, Sandman.
All right. Well, I'll wait on that. And then the Robert Pattinson signed his overall deal, first look overall deal with Warner Brothers, New Line, WB Television, HBO Max. So on top of the 3 movies we have for the Batman, we're going to probably get 5 more films from Robert Pattinson in the DC universe, which is, 5 more things that could be TV, movies, etc.
Yeah, properties within DC Warner Brothers.
Exactly, after the original trilogy. That's huge. That's like the Iron Man deal. Dude's
Pretty
in it for the
much.
long haul.
Well, I mean, like, I think he kind of sees the writing on the wall when it comes to the role that he has gotten to play, and what comes with it, and what it could be, and looking at what
he's gonna show up in that Gotham City Police Department show. He's showing up in that now. It's with HBO Max too.
I don't know. Like, I think his stuff might be more so like he's definitely gonna be in Batgirl.
Okay.
Like, that's making me think more so that what we were wondering with those
Bat
Batgirls,
yeah,
that's gonna be the case if he's gonna be included.
Well, okay, in the sense of the GCPD show, I could see Bruce Wayne showing up.
That's possible. It's just like I don't want it to become what Gotham was.
See, I don't think it will be. I think they'll do it tastefully where it's like he shows up for a reason. It's not going to be he's in every fucking episode like Gotham. I don't think Matt Reeves is doing that. I really don't.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I would really think it would be interesting if he showed up and they showed his encounters with the GCPD from their perspective.
Ooh.
I think that would be really interesting.
That'd be fire. I'd fuck with that. We talked about that with Joker before. Could it have been seeing shadows of, like, seeing Batman from his perspective? If someone does that, this is the perfect opportunity for them to do that.
No, I think that is the way to do it 100%.
And you don't even have to have him in the suit, really.
Well, I mean, you could have him in the suit. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can have him in the suit. You can do all of that, but I don't want to know what he's doing. I don't want to know what his like goals are at this point. I just want to see what the GCPD sees when they see Batman.
Yeah, no,
I don't know anything about what he's doing.
I'm with you. So just 2 new. Well, we're gonna talk about the Netflix Geeked when we do the Sandman thing, like you said, but. Great story with the Batman. So, but we're reviewing Army of the Dead this week. Ooh, interesting review at the end of the show.
Yeah. But we do have the end of our top actresses list.
Yep. So that means a new list is coming soon. Maybe not next week, but be on the lookout. We're going to be doing it's definitely not next week, but we're going to be doing directors soon enough. I got to watch some Paul Thomas Anderson stuff. Schubert's got to watch some Paul Thomas Anderson stuff, but it's coming. It may be in like a month, 2, something like that. So, but we're gonna, if you want us to talk about something like top 5 sports movies, top 5 whatever, send us a list. I was
thinking that possibly in the meantime we might do some for fun lists. There was that list I posed to you a while back that if you and your significant other were gonna have a dinner party, what TV character couples would you invite?
Yeah, that's a good list.
I think that might be a fun one to do. I think it would be interesting for us to do a list that is specifically our favorites, regardless of whether or not
objectivity. Yeah, for sure. I'm down for that. Well, we're gonna be on the lookout for that, ladies and gents. And then Loki should be starting in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it should be 2 weeks.
So yeah. we're about to have some more stuff to review.
Yeah, and we'll get to that, and then we'll be talking about Dave in a minute. We'll have Dave to talk about. So Dave's gonna be huge. The summer movie slate's gonna be better than what we've had because now people are actually going to go to theaters. So it's gonna get better. I know. I felt like when we were getting into March, we were like, "Oh, here it comes!" Then everything
the floodgates
rolled out.
Yeah,
it's just like not that great,
Well, we had some good stuff, like
some good stuff.
Like Kong Godzilla, that was solid. We got Zack Snyder cut, that wasn't bad. Mortal Kombat was not what we expected.
I feel like all of that wasn't what we expected.
Yeah, it really wasn't. But we had Invincible. TV was great. True. TV was great.
And we had Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yep, TV was spectacular. Movies, not so much. So hopefully as we get into the summer with Black Widow, fucking Suicide Squad, all this summer shit, we have some good shit to go.
Yep. But if you're ready, I'm ready to jump into today's news. So let's get started. All right. So the big story up top, something I'm excited for, and I know that Lyndon is too, because we are both a fan of this guy, Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's going to play Marvel's Craven the Hunter for the Sony Pictures adaptation.
Yep. And
And
he's getting his own movie.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's gonna
Yeah,
play
no,
Craven the Hunter for Sony Pictures.
Yeah, I had to make it be known he's getting his own movie. He's not gonna. We don't know if he's gonna be with Tom Holland Spider-Man, or with. I would say he'd be more so with Venom than Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's the only thing I don't like about this story is because Craven the Hunter, I wanted to see Sony, him. Yeah, I wanted to see him with Tom Holland, especially after this casting. But this tells me he's gonna fight Tom Hardy. You don't cast Aaron Taylor Johnson not to fight Tom Hardy.
And then the other bit here is that J.C. Chandor is set to direct. He was most notable for Triple Frontier, which isn't something to brag about.
No, not at all. Should have been so much better.
For people who don't know who Craven the Hunter is, he was introduced in the 1964 Spider-Man comic. Born Sergei Kravinoff, he considers himself to be the world's greatest hunter, a moniker he earns at first through his prowess at tracking and killing big game, often with his bare hands. But eventually his drive to maintain his grip on his title leads him to ingest a serum that gives him super strength and stamina.
A serum based on Spider-Man too, which is like, how? Like, where? Unless they do, it's a serum based off of Spider-Man and Morbius. So unless you do Morbius, you substitute Spider-Man with Venom, Morbius. That's how you get it. This is a hot mess from Sony. Let me say that.
Yeah, we'll see how they try to explain this.
Yep, but I do like I like the casting. We both love ATJ. I just feel bad for ATJ that he just keeps doing superhero films that are not the best of roles for him.
Is probably the one that's
the best.
The best.
Because Quicksilver was wasted.
Yeah, Quicksilver is a waste.
Like, I'm so happy.
And takes him out of being in the MCU.
Exactly. So it's like that was another one of my points. But because it's the multiverse, they could say, well, in this universe, no, you're right. Yeah, it makes no fucking sense. Maybe after the Spider-Man movie, that maybe we understand how it makes sense based upon how we're getting William Dafoe, Green Goblin, all these other people.
Yeah, and what we still don't know is because we do know that Sony and the MCU, we're talking about fusing. And so, like, if that was the case, if in the Spider-Man movie upcoming, maybe you find a way to introduce Venom.
Yeah.
Like the Tom Hardy Venom. So then you could probably mix in that universe.
Hopefully.
I assume that Wanda's going to become more into the multiverse in these next coming films. So she'll kind of come to grips and understand that if a character that looks like Pietro, who's not Pietro, comes into the world, that it's not him. So
and see,
I think we could explain that.
This last little bit makes me so happy. That's because Sony approached John David Washington, Adam Driver, Brad Pitt, and Keanu Reeves. And I'm guessing, and then they said apparently after they saw Bullet Train, some footage, they were like, Aaron Taylor Johnson's the choice. I feel like that's bullshit and that's cover up. I feel like they approached all of those gentlemen. They all said no. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson was their last choice that they really, truly wanted. And I'm so happy JD Dub said no. I'm so happy Adam Driver said no. And I'm really happy Brad Pitt said no. All three of those dudes do not need to be in this fucking movie.
Well, I feel like it was like they got into the room and they were like, who should we ask?
Yeah.
John David Washington, yeah, he's big right now. Adam Driver, yeah, he's big. Brad Pitt, that's iconic. Keanu Reeves, the Keanu Sans.
Yeah.
Well, that's those guys.
And all of them said, fuck no.
And then they're like, plan B.
Aaron Taylor
Johnson.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
I saw Nocturnal Animals. He could play a dastardly guy.
He can. And this is no disrespect to him. It's all disrespect to Sony because we love ATJ. Aaron Taylor Johnson would have made a great movie verse Guy Gardner. Hopefully, this is John David Washington holding out for Green Lantern, not taking any superhero shit.
Nocturnal Animals really kind of turned a corner with me and him. I think he does bad really well. I think I would like to see him. I would have liked to see him. And he was villain-esque in
because he plays a villain so well, he was questionable in Tenet. You didn't know if he was good, you didn't know if he was bad, and I think that made the movie better.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see him being someone that toes the line, it's hard for me to think about what characters he could play in DC, but
I
that's
mean,
the
it's
only
over
place
with
that
for
he could.
him.
He could still be in
He can
DC.
still go. Yeah, true. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a Deathstroke, not a bad choice for Deathstroke.
Yeah,
But
I almost said Deathstroke, but I just don't
for
feel like
Pattinson,
he's Deathstroke.
for
You
Pattinson,
know,
Hush.
from
Hush is a good choice for him. The opposite of
Hush. Yeah.
Bruce.
See,
But
like I think that's a good one because like I feel like he would almost need to be like a Harvey Dent kind of guy. I feel like he's the kind of guy that could be like, yeah, I'm your friend Bruce, and then be like, yeah, but I'm gonna stab you back. So
I see
I
both
don't know.
of those.
I'm a big fan of Aaron Taylor Johnson, and the only reason I'm gonna see this movie is
for him. That's a fact. So good for him, bad for Sony.
Yeah, it's like one more thing to say about it. I don't want to see Morbius. I'm still not interested.
No,
Jared Leto
no.
doesn't get me any more.
And the
interested.
Carnage trailer made me so not excited for Venom. That's why I'm like,
that's also very true.
And to all of this, like, get it out of here.
Like if it wasn't Aaron Taylor Johnson, I wouldn't watch this.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
still,
if it was a Jason Momoa movie, I wouldn't watch this. I'm sorry.
And still, though, if that trailer comes out and it looks like the Venom 2 trailer, then I may still not watch it.
That's a fact.
But let's go to the trailers.
Some pretty solid trailers this week.
I'll talk about Escape Room 2 real quick, just on the top. I was really surprised that they decided to do a sequel to Escape Room.
I didn't even see the first one.
I did not either. I've been trying to track it down for free.
You're not gonna get it for free.
I think I can find it somewhere. But yeah, so I've been interested in seeing it because like I remember being interested in the concept when it first came out, and just the sheer fact that it's getting a sequel makes me want to see like what of the first one made them think, oh yeah, let's just do this again.
Make this a sequel, yeah.
It's a continuation from that first movie, like almost right after, but the interesting thing is it's called the Tournament of Champions. And so the people who get trapped in the escape room are the two survivors from the last movie, and then people who've survived other escape rooms.
Okay.
And so I think that's a little bit interesting, but like again, this is not something I would pay to see in the theater. So
yeah, I didn't watch the trailer because this is one of those shooby trailer breakdowns. But what we got next?
Let's talk. Let's save some of the good ones for later. Not saying this isn't a good one, but let's go ahead and talk about Dave because the only TV show in the bunch.
Oh yeah, looked good, solid. Didn't really tell us about the season. Just showed Dave doing some wild shit.
Yeah, it's just some more wild stuff with Dave. There were a few little bits of quotes that came in the trailer. The one that I remember the most is I'm the guy behind the guy. You remember that?
I like I said, I was just waiting for the date because they didn't show any footage from the season. I was like, whatever. Oh, the only thing that perked me was when I saw Gaga. Like, oh, Gaga, yeah. All right, nice.
And he's just like being so nonchalant, like he always is. Like, oh yeah, all these car cracks, and like the fact that you're like holding this little anteater for some reason. Not going to address that, but yeah, Dave comes out June 16th.
Yep,
I think it's a Wednesday.
We're gonna be reviewing that for sure, so be on the lookout for that. I'm excited for that.
But be aware because we will be spoiling it.
Yeah, that's a fact. If you have not caught up with season 2, you better. Because
well, no, I'm saying like it comes out the day we record.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So the next trailer we got. Let's talk Batman. Let's do Long Halloween Part 2. We were just mentioning a lot of the Batverse characters, but they all come in on Long Halloween Part 2.
You see why I said that the Matt Reeves movie looks like it's based upon Long Halloween with Catwoman, Penguin, Falcone. There's rumors that Mad Hatter or Firefly's in it. So Matt Reeves definitely
Firefly's definitely in it. And Mad Hatter's definitely in it because they got cast.
Yeah, true. Matt Reeves definitely took inspiration from this story. I believe it even more so now. I feel that's the reason why they're releasing this. It's the best Batman comic in my opinion, and I'm excited for Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 drops in June, so this looks great.
Yeah, I'm super pumped about this too. I can't remember what it was, but like something is going to be in the DVD release. Like a trailer.
The Injustice. It's an Injustice trailer.
That's it. So like I'm kind of doubly interested in it for that purpose. If there was any way that they could make me buy a DVD, that's one of them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just Hopefully they put it out on YouTube.
Oh, you know somebody's gonna.
Oh yeah, somebody's gonna rip
YouTube
it.
or Twitch like
That's
right after.
That's a fact.
So yeah, but yeah, super pumped about that, and we're planning on doing some animated DC movies for the next Run It Back. So this kind of gets
in line with that. Yeah,
it gets right in line with that. Maybe it'll or actually,
that's a Bros Who Binge review, not a Run It Back review.
Well, not a Run It Back review, but I mean, like I was gonna say, maybe it'll come around the same time.
Oh, maybe part 1, not part 2.
Yeah, maybe yeah. But anyway, let's go to the next one. This one is one that I kind of got caught by surprise. I think it's the A24's dump pile, and Hulu was like, "Well, we'll take it." It's called False Positive. It's got a really interesting cast: Pierce Brosnan, Justin Theroux,
and Alana Glazer.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. That's the big name that I see here. Alana Glazer,
the main star,
doing something. Yeah, she's the main build actress here. She is the main character, but it's definitely not comedic.
No,
so I think that it would be
horror film.
It's like, borderline horror film. So like I'm super interested in seeing how she is in this movie and if I can believe it.
Yeah,
so like that's kind of what makes me want to watch this Hulu original.
And they got Sophia Bush being typecasted, playing the same
Brooke Davis.
Playing Brooke Davis. Bro, she plays Brooke Davis in everything. But, good for her getting some work. But like you said, want to see what Alana can do. And if she's just going to be the Broad City TV lady, or will this push her into like being a legit movie star? This is her shot. So,
yeah, I mean, I really think that this is like a huge shot for her because like, at first you're like, oh wait, that is Alana Glazer, but like from the trailer, it seems pretty believable that she is playing this character, and like I do not feel like I'm seeing the Alana from Broad City. So
no, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm excited for. That's another movie that I'm really interested in just for that casting alone. But the next one we have is Last Night in Soho, the Edgar Wright movie.
Only reason why I'm watching this because it's Edgar Wright, but the trailer did not excite me. Looked like Fight Club. For those who know the story of Fight Club, Schubert does not. I don't want to spoil it for him because he's going to watch it eventually. It's on the list. But this looks like lady version of Fight Club.
Yeah, can't attest to that, but this trailer did kind of interest me, with the idea of what's her name? Thomasin McKenzie.
Yeah, having what's her name?
Having Anya Taylor-Joy be her like her shadow and
her subconscious type thing.
But like it's also a time travel element where she's going back to the daytime of like her time, which I think is like 90s, and then going back to Soho in the 60s. So like that's kind of like the two worlds she's living in, and then eventually there's going to be like some kind of conflict that it makes it a little bit more of a horror than it's originally seemed in the beginning. So I think it's going to take us on a wild ride. And Edgar Wright, the last thing that we saw of him was Baby Driver, right? So I'm definitely vibing with Edgar Wright right now. So we'll see how this movie comes out.
That's a fact. What we got next?
Let's stick with the ladies. Sorry, we'll stick with the female-led movies here, and we'll go Gunpowder Milkshake.
Looks great. Looks like John Wick.
This looks pretty badass.
Like I'm into it. Karen Gillan playing a hit woman and her mom's like a former hit woman. She basically gets excommunicado from the firm who she works for, and then now her and all the ladies that she was partnered with are going on the attack against them. So it looks good.
Yeah, Karen Gillan. This is a big role for her because this is like the first time she's been the leading actress
and outside the MCU
with all of the outside the MCU and not being like Nebula. So we really
get to see who she is.
Yeah,
because other than that, we've only saw her in Jumanji.
When she was talking, I was like, oh yeah, that is her. That is Nebula. Because like I was like, oh yeah, she's talking like her. But Lena Headey. Who else?
Michelle Yeoh. Angela Bassett, and Carla
Gugino.
Yeah, my lady Carla Gugino had the biggest woman crush on her throughout high school.
Me too.
Nice. Seeing her in Watchmen and Entourage, those are the two things that did it for me. So, but looks really good. We're definitely going to review that. That's one of the things that are reviewable on this show. So
yeah, I think it's coming out in theaters.
Yeah, so that's a theater watch. Excited for that.
But like you said, very John Wick-esque. So I think it's going to be pretty neat. I'm surprised that this kind of flew under the radar for us when reporting, because
didn't hear many stories.
A cast buildup like this seems like something we would have really been interested in.
Facts. Seems like John Wick fused with Kingsman too. It seems.
Yeah, and I don't know who's behind it, like who's directing it.
I don't know. They didn't say.
Gunpowder Milkshake right here. Navad Papashado.
So I'm guessing it's a new director. Okay.
Yeah, the only stuff that I have in here for him is
don't see much. Big Bad Wolves
and Rabies.
Yeah.
Never
and he's about to direct Once Upon a Time in Palestine. So, that's gonna be a big movie. It's a genre-bending thriller with elements of spaghetti westerns, war movies, and silent movies set in British ruled Palestine in 1946.
He's from Israel.
What a time to release that. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, he's from Israel, so I feel like that's probably something really important for him.
Yeah, but what a time to release that.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway,
but his other film, Gunpowder Milkshake, all in on.
All in on. Next, let's talk about Tomorrow War. Chris Pratt.
Looks good for Chris Pratt. It does. Like I was shocked.
Playing serious but still comedic.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of his Jurassic World character.
This is the first role that I've seen from him in a while that's him. Like, you know how when Leo does like Aviator, oh no, not Inception, he's just doing the Leo shtick. This is the Chris Pratt shtick to me.
Okay. But I feel like this is a good lane for him. Then.
Oh no, for sure. Like action movies that have a comedic tinge, that fits him.
Yeah, definitely. And the concept seems pretty interesting.
I like J.K. Simmons.
When you were watching the trailer, you were like, "Oh, they would just die from the drop-in." That's the one thing I definitely thought. So there's probably going to be some "Are you sure?"s.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to
remind me of fun of like Fortnite or Warzone. Like they had them. I definitely think somebody was playing Warzone or Fortnite and was like, "Oh, let's put this in this movie." The drop-in, because they legit dropped in like a video game.
For sure, yeah. So I think this is going to be the fun blockbuster popcorn action movie for Amazon. Yeah. Just because Without Remorse is pretty serious. So
yeah,
this
true.
is a little bit lighter tone. So I'm interested in that.
I'm definitely interested in that. Like between that and Gunpowder Milkshake and Dave, those are like the three things I'm most excited for in this trailer so far. Now
let's talk about the next MCU installment, Eternals.
Looked interesting. Definitely had what's her name? Christina Yao? Or what's Chloe Zhao. Right. Chloe Zhao. That's her name. Definitely had Chloe Zhao's Nomadland's bleak color palette. Everybody wants to talk about DC's color palette, but when Marvel does it, nobody's upset. Looked very bleak. The only times they had colors were during like the Bollywood Kumail Nanjiani scene or like one other scene, but other than that, looked very bleak. The
last scene.
Mm-hmm. So interested to see how dark they're going with this, but got Richard Madden, got Kit Harington.
Kit Harington.
And Kit Harington is playing someone who ends up leading the Avengers at some point. So we're getting multiple candidates who can become an Avenger from this movie or lead the Avengers.
Well, and they even addressed that in the trailer, which I think is pretty timely because it's this conversation that everyone's having.
Is it Sam? Like, I think the choices now with T'Challa being dead, and it seems like they're gonna recast Black Panther as like one of the people inside the movie instead of giving us a new T'Challa. So if it's not gonna be him, it's looking like Sam Wilson, somebody from this movie, either Richard Madden or Kit Harington, Doctor Strange. Those are the three they look like they're setting up for, because we don't have Reed Richards yet.
I've heard that Hulk's still a candidate
to lead. Oh yeah. Well, he's Professor Hulk now. I forgot about that shit. Trash. Dudes needs to get his confidence back.
And the other one I saw was Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she is a front runner, but like I hope she
just never seemed
to be there to care. Yeah. Like when it comes to that, to me, it needs to either be Sam Wilson, Doctor Strange, or one of these people, actually.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about Doctor Strange until you just said that, but that makes a lot of sense because I feel like
Sam might not be
there's
ready.
yeah, it's not to say that he wouldn't at one point be ready. I just don't know if he's like ready right now.
He just got the mantle. Yeah, no, Doctor
Like
Strange would be a perfect candidate for sure. And Spider-Man's too young. So if Spider-Man was older in college, I'd be like, all right, yeah, let's go, Peter.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange seems pretty reasonable. And then with one of the Eternals guys, I feel like it's just so weird to have
a new
some
person.
rando show up, but I don't know enough about them to tell. And especially because like they've been around since like the legitimately caveman time.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you can garner some like
some respect for that.
Respect.
And Kit Harrington is basically knight English Thor. Like he has a sword that only you can pick up if you're worthy, and it's like Excalibur. So like he's a kingly type person too. So you know, I'm interested in this trailer. But from Paperboy, aka Brian Tyree Henry, to Kumail Nanjiani, to Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, this is one of Marvel's better casts that they're going for. So
definitely. But that's it for the trailers. So moving into our next story from that, there was a big announcement for the cast of Sandman for the Netflix series, and added 12 new actors and a little bit of a description on what they're going to be doing. But before we jump into that, Linda mentioned at the top that Netflix is going to be doing its Geek Week, and getting news on Sandman is part of that rollout for that Netflix Geek Week. That's going to be the second week of June.
Yeah, from June 7th to 11th, we're going to be getting info/trailers on Masters of the Universe, Lucifer, Umbrella Academy, The Witcher, Sandman, Cuphead, Resident Evil, Sweet Tooth, and finally, Schubert, if they don't drop a trailer during this time for Cowboy Bebop, I'm going to shit my pants. Like, I'm going to be so upset. I don't want a picture because at this point, y'all should have been dropped a picture. It's time for trailers. It's time. It's done. Yeah. What are we waiting on?
I wouldn't be surprised if a picture popped up before then as a lead up.
And then we get, because I expect a trailer and release date. I expect them both.
I think that's reasonable expectations for the amount of time they've had to set this up.
Unless it's ass, like that's the only reason why I don't think we're getting something if it's ass. So it's on them.
They did not put it in the forefront of this promo.
They put it but see, to me, it's interesting because they put it with things that are coming out this year. Resident Evil, Sweet Tooth. They put it out with things that are about to be out. So that makes me think it's coming out this year. And if it's coming out this year, we need a trailer because Sandman's not coming out this year. Lucifer is not coming out this year. Master of the Universe is not coming out this year.
Cuphead, is Lucifer not coming out this year?
Well, Lucifer might be at the end of the year, but that's not Netflix. That's a Fox show that they
coming
acquired.
Back this year.
Is it? I thought Witcher was a next year thing.
Oh, they're still filming it, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So all of the things that are in the foreground are being filmed right now. So, and all the things at the bottom are things that are done. So it's like, okay, well, we better get a Cowboy Bebop trailer.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So. But let's go ahead and talk about these Sandman castings. So the first name is Kirby Howell, and Kirby Howell will be playing Baptiste, who is Death.
Yeah, she's playing Death.
I think her name is Howell
Kirby Baptiste.
Sorry. Mason Alexander Park will play Desire, Dream's sibling, and Desire personified.
Yep.
Donna Preston will be playing Despair, Dream's sister, and the twin of Desire.
They're all family members. All of these people, Despair, Desire, Death, they're all Dream's family members, which is the Sandman. They're all related to Sandman. So
Jenna Coleman will be playing Joanna Constantine, Haunted Exorcist and Occult Adventures for Hire.
Apparently, this is going to be this is going to be the ancestor to John.
Interesting.
So,
Nima Walsh will play young Ethel Cripps, a betrayed and determined young woman seeking to survive. Jolie Richardson will be playing adult Ethel Cripps.
Yeah.
Master Thief and a woman of 1,000
identities. You're right.
David Thewlis will play John D., Ethel's son, dangerous, insane, and on a quest for truth.
Okay.
So, Kyo Ra will play Rose Walker, a young woman on a desperate search for her missing brother. She discovers a connection to Dream that neither of them can escape.
Okay, cool.
Stephen Fry is Gilbert, a debonair protector of Rose Walker. Raison Jamal is Lita Hall, Rose's best friend and travel companion, and Sandra James Young is Unity Kincaid, heiress and mysterious benefactor, and Patton Oswalt plays Matthew the Raven, Dream's trusted emissary, a Raven. And I think we had the castings for some of the names that I didn't mention earlier.
We definitely did.
So look back for those,
but not too much here to really break down, but solid cast, super solid cast.
The interesting names, of course, that stick out are like David Thewlis and Patton Oswalt.
The only ones you really know.
The two big names that you know. Some of the faces you'll recognize, but those are really your big names. But
solid cast. Good for
Sandman.
All right, next up, we got Timothée Chalamet will play the world-famous chocolatier Wonka in a musical-based early life of Willy Wonka. Plot details have been kept under wrap. The Warner Brothers prequel film will explore the upbringing of a man who later created the famous house of confectionery treats. Look, Chalamet's people saying he's going to sing and dance. Look, we said that he would be the perfect person for this role. If they wanted to be serious and people to be like, oh, they're swinging for the fences, get him. If not, if this is some bullshit movie, Tom Holland's going to be casted. Tells me they got faith in this. I'm being honest. If this was some knockoff Johnny Depp bullshit, it would have been fucking Tom Holland. But Timothée Chalamet adds so much cred to things he's doing, and he's young Leo. He's not doing roles that I don't think he feels are great roles with great scripts.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's taking this role, and this role is going to be like young Gene Wilder Wonka, of course. Not like Johnny Depp.
No, for sure. Especially since he's singing and dancing. He's going to show he's a multi-talented threat. He's out there.
Yeah, I think he's going to kill this. Like,
I'm excited
this is going to be like, obviously, I don't think this is going to be like an Oscar-winning film or he was going to win an Oscar-winning performance for this, but I think this is going to be like one of the breakout things that when we're talking about Timothée Chalamet down the line, we're like, yeah, that Wonka movie, he did a really good job, or or he did a really bad job. I mean, I think it's gonna be one of those movies that kind of really
hit or miss,
makes an imprint on your career.
No, I'm with you. I agree. So, but next up we got Rory Cochrane, Danny Burdenstein, Austin Aaron, Tanika Gibson, Edwin Hodge, Terrence Davis, and Jaquan Cole have joined HBO's upcoming sports drama about the Los Angeles Lakers. Cochran will appear as Jerry Tarkanian, the coach of the running Rebels, UNLV. Bernstein will play Vic Weiss, the manager and childhood best friend of Tarkanen. Arm plays the hulking, lovable Mark Landsberger. Gibson plays Debbie Allen, a bright young star reaching new heights in her career. Hodge plays Ron Boone, who a tough and crafty NBA veteran. Davis is playing Adrian Dantley, a stylish NBA All-Star destined for the Hall of Fame. And Jaquan Cole is playing Ron Carter, NBA vet. Nice. They're filling out the cast. I'm excited for this. It's just getting better and better.
Yep, we're getting all the little pieces.
Yep, we're getting closer.
Putting in there.
I wonder why Jerry Tarkanian's in this, because did he play a role with like Lakers and Celtics, or was it someone drafted?
I'm wondering if it's someone drafted or if like he's having lunch with like Pat Riley.
You're right. Could be something like that. Like they were friends that we just didn't know about. Pat Riley influenced his coaching. Could be something like that.
Or with Jerry West.
That too. Next up, we got Jesse Plemons has been cast opposite Elizabeth Olsen in the HBO Max original limited series Love and Death. This show is the movie
as mentioned on the previous weeks, this is the show. This is the movie where Elizabeth Olsen plays Candy Montgomery, the church axe murderer.
Cool. Jesse Plemons, great actor. We love him. Getting good work with HBO Max. Just him coming to this adds more credibility to it. Makes me think it's going to be good. Yeah,
so we were talking about it last week how she's playing Elizabeth Olsen, and then Elizabeth Moss, I think, or Amanda Seyfried are playing the other movie. This just shows that like
the other one's trash.
Like if Jesse Plemons is tied onto this one, which
sorry,
one's the real
Seyfried.
Yeah, because Jesse Plemons is that guy. He's like that. B tier Hollywood guy right now.
That's a fact. One of the best character actors out. Like, he's the young character actor, and I'm loving it.
What'd you say? Like, almost in the vein of like young Gary Oldman?
Yeah, young Gary Oldman, but no, young Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's what I see Jesse Plemons as. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Young Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace. So, but that's all I got on that.
So let's move on to this story. Actually, you read that story because I think you're way more hype about it.
Yeah, just real quick. Luther is gearing up for a September production start for the Luther movie. Actor and executive producer Idris Elba revealed that we're getting the movie finally. Super excited for this. Not much really to talk about, but Luther's a great show. DCI Luther, love the show. Really shows how Idris Elba could have been a great James Bond, but instead of James Bond, we're getting Luther, and I think that
is it the kind of show where it follows each episode, like, or is it a procedural?
It follows each episode, so you'd have to watch each season. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's not at nighttime.
But it's a BBC series, so there's only like 6 episodes a season, 5 episodes.
That's true, but they're long, right? They're like an hour and a half.
45 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. 45
to an hour, not too long.
Right. I might watch that soon.
Mm-hmm.
But the next story I got is Henry Cavill is going to star in Lionsgate's Highlander reboot, a movie that I've actually have on my list. I'm really interested in watching. John Wick director Chad Stahelski is going to helm the production. Kerry Williamson penned the script. The original 1986 Highlander pick starred Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery and Clancy Brown as immortal beings hunting down one another and collecting more power.
There can only be one, the Highlander. Good for Henry Cavill. I'm assuming he's going to be in the Christopher Lambert role. So I'm interested to see who's the old British person they're going to get for the Sean Connery role. That would be a good role for Idris Elba.
Why not?
You need an aging British person to do it. He's the perfect guy. Daniel Craig wouldn't be a bad choice either. So, anyone along those lines for young Henry to have as his protege, as his mentor.
No, I know the 1986 pick is at least on my Hulu. So if anyone's trying to watch it,
it should be.
It should be there. I definitely want to check it out soon. Now that I know it's getting rebooted.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of reboots, someone trying to reboot her career is Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, she's acting again.
Who is back in acting? She's going to be in the yet to be titled Netflix holiday rom-com. I guess Netflix holiday rom-coms are trying to revive people's careers. In this new movie, Lohan will play a newly engaged, spoiled hotel heiress.
Nice. Good for her.
Who gets amnesia after a skiing accident and finds herself in the care of a handsome blue-collar lodge owner and his precocious daughter in the days leading up to Christmas.
Womp, womp, womp. I'm only watching this if I hear it's good. If not, it's going to be one of those Anna Kendrick trash Christmas movies.
That all depends on on who you're watching Christmas movies with, because I know my girlfriend
loves that Anna Kendrick one. Oh yeah, my girlfriend
probably watch because we watched those Vanessa Hudgens ones. Like there's a Vanessa Hudgens one where like she meets some knight from medieval times. Have you seen that one?
Trash. Yes, I saw it. Trash. I know what you're talking about.
Gosh,
all those Netflix holiday things are trash. What's that other girl that was on Nickelodeon that she had a Christmas movie this past thing? Not Zoe 101.
Justice?
Not Victoria. Emily Roberts. Whatever the Roberts girl is.
Oh yeah, the chick from Scream Queens.
Mm-hmm. Trash. Put it in the dirt.
Yikes. But yeah, so Lindsay Lohan back in acting, everyone.
Good for her.
Gerard Carmichael is the latest star to sign on to Yorgos Lanthimos' upcoming adaptation of Poor Things, starring Emma Stone. Based on the Alistair Gray's novel. The film for Searchlight stars William Dafoe, Mark Ruffalo, and Rami Youssef. In the Victorian set tale with a Frankenstein-esque bent, Stone plays a young woman named Belle Baxter, who is brought back to life by an eccentric and brilliant scientist, Dr. Godwin Baxter, played by Dafoe, in what is described as a story of love, discovery, and scientific daring, featuring Youssef as Max McCandless and Ruffalo as Duncan Wetterbaum. Carmichael joins the film as Harry Astley.
Okay, cool. Good for Gerard Carmichael. This sounds pretty good. Just need to see a trailer.
Yeah, I mean, good for other people. It read like it was a Gerard Carmichael story, but it was mainly because like I hadn't heard about this before. Defoe, Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, pretty interesting cast, with a pretty interesting concept. But that's the one thing we talk about Ryan Gosling, and his agent maybe putting him in some precocious situations with roles. But you can almost say the same thing about Emma Stone's agent.
True.
I mean,
True.
She's been cast in all sorts of weird stuff that
random shit
that like maybe wasn't the right move. Like I don't know if her being in the Amazing Spider-Man was really the right move, but did she kill it?
Yeah,
sure did.
In fact, she does a good job in whatever she's in. So
I'm really excited to see her in Cruella. I guess that's something that's coming up. But I didn't see for movie on the rise, but I think that's coming out like this week or next week.
Yeah. So we'll definitely hear something about that and let y'all know. But next up, we got the Game of Thrones prequel. 10,000 Ships gets Amanda Segel to write and is officially in the works. Cool.
Let me look up her real quick, Amanda Segel. But yeah, the main thing here is that great. We know that one is for sure happening.
Yeah.
Like that is for sure going into development. That is for sure getting a treatment. Like the writing is happening for that. So Amanda Segel, the stuff that she's worked on is Person of Interest. She wrote for that series on Hulu, Hellstrom.
So whatever.
The show Nikita, Without a Trace, The Good Wife.
Whatever. Like you said about the other person, maybe that's not something we should lead with.
No,
right.
Maybe not.
But next up, we got Oscar-nominated director R.J. Cutler is tapped to direct a Martha Stewart documentary for Netflix. While specifics are unknown, the film will foreseeably follow Stewart's early life in Jersey City as a babysitter to famed New York Yankees player Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra. I did not know that either. To teen model and eventually media titan, the massive growth of Martha Stewart living Omni Media empire in 2004 prison stint. For insider trading will also be on the table. I'm ready for this. This sounds great. Didn't know the Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra stuff. Already adding like intrigue. And as long as they put the prison shit in there, this is going to be fire.
Yeah, I want it all. I want this Martha Stewart documentary real bad. And I want her to be involved.
Yep. Same. So next up,
I want this to be like the Tiger doc where we're like getting everyone else's opinion on the Tiger situation, but not Tiger's words.
So next up, we got HBO has offered a first look at the Watergate drama series, White House Plumbers, starring Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux. The 5-part series tells the story of how President Richard Nixon's own political saboteurs and Watergate masterminds E. Howard Hunt and G. Gordon Liddy accidentally toppled the presidency they were zealously trying to protect. The cast includes Domhnall Gleeson as John Dean and Lita Headey as Dorothy Hunt. I watched The Revenant like 2 nights ago, and man, really like Domhnall Gleeson. Think he has a lot to offer, and really think he's going to be a star. If he gets a couple of good roles, he has star potential.
Dude, he's had good roles.
Yeah, he has.
That's what I'm saying. Like this dude, he's just flown under the radar because like
Star
Wars, and maybe he's just not the best looking guy. Like he's not like
I think he has some suave to him. He looks Dan Stevensy.
Yeah, sort of.
Kind of. But he was great in The Revenant. So, and this sounds good, especially if you know about Watergate. Real big fan of All the President's Men. I wonder if any of these guys are deep throat, like the lead or the source for the 2 guys who do that. I wonder if we're gonna see the Bernstein and the other guy who wrote the stories involved in this. But I'm interested in this. This sounds good. This could be a big Emmy-winning series for HBO.
But yeah, so I was making sure I wasn't crazy. Yeah, this dude's been in some nice stuff.
No, Justin Theroux. You talking about Justin Theroux or Domhnall Gleeson?
Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, Domhnall Gleeson's been some good shit. He has.
Yeah, he was in the Harry Potters, but that's not even the good stuff. It's like True Grit, Dread, Anna Karenina, About Time, Ex Machina.
He was great.
And Revenant.
In The Revenant, yep.
And he was also in Brooklyn, which is an Oscar-nominated film.
Yep. So shout out to Dom Hall. Excited to see this. So good for him.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about another interesting idea for a reality show. The popular mobile game Temple Run could soon be coming to TV. An unscripted juggernaut, with unscripted juggernaut A. Smith and Co., which does Ninja Warrior.
Okay, cool.
They're going to develop a competition-based series on the game. The series will give contestants the chance to run the Temple Run course in real life.
Oh, this sounds cool. I'm gonna definitely watch this. This could be American Ninja Warrior. This could be Wipeout.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, this sounds good. All right, I'm into.
It could be good. It kind of depends on
which way they go with it, because they can go serious.
Or like what channel it ends up landing. Like if it ends up on TBS, then it falls in with the same people who are doing Wipeout and stuff like that. Or if it goes with NBC.
It could either be serious like Ninja Warrior or comical like Wipeout. Or
I feel like it's going to be somewhere in between, which is kind of like what Legends of the Hidden Temple was.
True.
Like, that's what it screams to me, but it's obviously different than that. But, I thought Temple Run's probably one of the best app games that ever existed.
That, Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, and Flappy Bird. Those are like the four juggernauts.
That's the Rushmore.
Oh, and Doodle Jump. Doodle Jump has to be somewhere.
I don't know if I played that.
Well, you didn't play. Y'all get at him because Doodle Jump's in the Mount Rushmore. I'm taking out Angry Birds. It's Doodle Jump, Temple Run, Flappy Bird, Fruit Ninja. So, but good for Temple Run getting a little game show action. You just froze, so I was filling in for you.
Yeah, so I was just saying, we talked about it last week that Amazon might acquire MGM, but they have officially acquired MGM.
Big James Bond reboot. Here we come. Who's going to be the new Bond? That's the next thing.
Because Jeff Bezos says that he plans to reimagine the studio's franchises for the 21st century.
That's why I believe 100% MGM was like, we're doing Daniel Craig's final movie before we do a new James Bond, because I think they knew deals like this don't just happen 2 weeks ago. I feel like they've known about this for months. So they were like, instead of just casting the new Daniel Craig, we're trying to sell it to Amazon. We know that they're going to want their own people. So instead of casting someone, getting people hype, we're just going to wait.
It's going to be big for people who have signed on, how Robert Pattinson signs on that thing.
But it makes sense because
there are people who've done that. Yeah.
Think about the Rockies. Like Michael B. Jordan has a deal with Amazon. They get MGM Creed. So now more shit, more movies.
Yeah, because the franchises that MGM does hold are two we've mentioned, Rocky and James Bond. So obviously you aren't going to step on what Michael B's been doing. You're
going to just continue it.
Just continue it. Maybe even get like a
TV series. Yeah.
So James Bond, that could go its own different way. I think what would be really interesting if they wanted to reboot James Bond for the 21st century is make this not an addition.
Ben-Hur,
because
we're gonna Ben-Hur. We could see a new Ben-Hur. I'm just going
we've
through
already
the list
seen
of
the Ben-Hur in the past 10 years.
But I think everything's up for grabs with them because Amazon thinks they make things better than everybody, which they do besides HBO. So I expect to see anything. Now that they have The Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings series just grows. We're getting a Hobbit series now, Schubert. You know this.
I think
everything's on the table.
I think with MGM, Pink Panther definitely gets rebooted. I think that could be a series. Yep. No, I think it could be an adult series with because he's an inspector, Jacques Cousteau. Yeah.
True.
Legally Blonde, I think.
Oh, that's getting rebooted.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to get rebooted. Unfortunately, I don't think they should.
Tomb Raider getting a TV series.
That where it should be, and it should have been the whole time.
21 Jump Street, I could see that getting rebooted.
I could see it becoming a series again.
Yep, that's where I'm going with this. Magnificent Seven, could see that being a series. And then
RoboCop.
RoboCop. And then the Hannibal series.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why they couldn't say his name in the CBS nonsense. Amazon's about to have that, baby.
There you go.
So, and you remember how I pitched a reboot of A Christmas Story?
Oh, here you go.
It's gonna happen. Amazon's reboot it, reuse it, retool it, redo it. Fucking Animaniacs told us it was happening. All of this. I expect anything. Anything is on the table for them. But James Bond, most definitely. They now have their They now have their British staple and their American. The Jack Ryan Clancy universe and James Bond.
And if it's something that you think, oh, they won't touch it, do you think Amazon and Jeff Bezos don't have the balls to just do whatever?
They're doing it, man. They have the money. Like I said, they realize in terms of quality, their only competition is HBO, and HBO having the Warner Brothers movies really put them in a bind. Now they got MGM. Now they're competing with Disney and HBO. Netflix. Yeah, if I'm Netflix, I'm worried. Yeah, but they have the Sony releases though. Netflix does have the Sony.
Like stuff. At this point, Netflix is like the McDonald's of streaming services.
It is
being real, and then
HBO Max and Hulu and Amazon are like Ruth Chris.
Canes.
Oh, we're going fast food. Chick-fil-A and Canes.
Chick-fil-A and like Canes.
Mm-hmm. And fucking Hulu's like Popeyes. Quality, but like you could have an off day.
Yeah, you could have an off day. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, big news for Amazon. But
Netflix, McDonald's, that's a good one. They are fucking McDonald's trash.
They are. So Evil Dead is getting a sequel called Evil Dead Rise. It's going to come to HBO Max with Sam Raimi still at the helm. Bruce Campbell will be on as an executive producer, but will not appear in the film. Okay. The next chapter in this saga builds off the original trilogy rather than the 2013 reboot did that, and it moves the action out of the woods and into the city. The twisted tale centers on two estranged sisters portrayed by Alyssa Sutherland and Lily Sullivan, whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable.
Okay, cool. Well, good for them. Not a big Evil Dead guy, but I know it's a big fan base. People go to Comic-Cons just for that. So yeah, I know it's going to catch a lot of eyes.
I've been really interested in watching Evil Dead. It's on my list. I have it sitting in my Hulu right now. And I actually did watch a little bit of the series Ash vs. the Evil Dead when it was out. And I thought it was a pretty good little procedural show about monster hunting. So I definitely kind of wanted to jump into this franchise, and I think this gives me a little bit more incentive to do that. Want to see the move from woods to city just screams Predator 2 to me.
Yeah, it does.
But we'll see how this pans out.
Yeah, I have no comment on this because I'm not an Evil Dead guy, but I know it's big.
So the next thing I got is probably look out for who gets cast in this because it could be the next Oscar nominee. Cher biopic from Mamma Mia producers Eric Roth. It works in Universal.
Big. This is just like we said for the Aretha Franklin movie last week. These things are Oscar bait. We got Marilyn Monroe with Ana de Armas coming up. This is big for an actress. Lily James is doing Pamela Anderson and looks unrecognizable as herself. This is going to be big for someone. I don't know who can do this, but it's big.
Yeah, I mean, trying to think about casting the person right now is just
and you got to cast Sonny too. So this is big for a male and the person who plays Cher because it's going to be Sonny and Cher.
Yeah,
you got to have Sonny in there.
Was Sonny British?
No, I don't know. Let me see. He might have been, but I thought he was just a goof.
Yeah, because the only thing I remember out of Sonny and Cher was when they guest appeared on a Scooby-Doo episode.
Sonny Bono, is he British? No, he's American.
Okay, never mind. Because I was gonna say I would just put Taron Egerton in there as a placeholder.
No, yeah, he's American. They got to give it to American. Let me see if there's any Cher fan casting that they got.
Look that up because I'm really interested in that because I really do feel like whoever gets cast in this role is
Lady Gaga.
That's probably who's gonna be. That's
Lady
100%
Gaga.
Probably who it's gonna be.
They also said Casey Musgraves is trying to get into acting, but to me, Lady Gaga's number one on the it's most definitely gonna be her. Some people are saying Kim Kardashian is trying out for the role.
God.
Hell no. It's Lady Gaga. It's Lady Gaga's role to lose.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if someone like Casey Musgraves came in and killed an audition, I could see that happening because like Andrea Day obviously isn't too well known, and she got the big role she has. Cynthia Erivo, a singer turned actress. So
Jennifer Hudson with Dreamgirls.
Janelle Monáe.
Yep.
We've
Lady
seen
Gaga herself.
Roles. Lady Gaga herself. So like, it's definitely not out of the possibility if Casey Musgraves wants to get it. I don't really see like why why people would fan cast her to be Cher. She doesn't really look like Cher. But Lady Gaga sure does.
She definitely does. And it's if she wants it, she's getting it. So all right. But next up we got Kate Hudson added to Knives Out 2 cast, just getting better. Shout out to that.
Another edition.
Here's some asshole, some butt cheeks. Speaking of butt cheeks, Sandy Cheeks is getting a live-action animated hybrid spinoff movie for Paramount Plus, most likely Paramount Plus. The upcoming Sandy Cheeks spinoff will film in Mexico. Sandy will be animated while the environment around her will be live-action like Sonic the Hedgehog. This is ass, bro. Steven Hillenberger is rolling over in his grave. He said he did not want any SpongeBob spinoffs, ripoffs, knockoffs, none of that shit. And y'all waited till that man died to take his creation and do it. I swear to God, Schubert, everything we create, I'm putting in my will. Do not touch it if we are dead. Don't fucking touch it. If you touch it, we're suing the shit out of y'all.
Yeah. London's estate will shoot the shit out of y'all.
That's nuts that they're just, this man specifically said he did not want his property touched. And they're just trampling over it with baby SpongeBob, new SpongeBob, Patrick Show, live action Sandy Cheeks. Shit is all asshole. What? And the spinoff they should be doing, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, they just refuse.
They refuse. That if Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy was the obvious number one, this would be my number 2. But I just think they're doing it the wrong way. Like I would.
Yeah. Like why are they going to be with humans?
Cartoon.
Like why is she going to be with humans? Like.
Well, because she's on land, and because like they've established in the SpongeBob world already that
humans exist.
And like they look like David Hasselhoff and all that BS.
Trash.
So like that's the SpongeBob universe's problem. But I would have liked to have seen Sandy, in her like come up and how she ended up in the ocean and all that stuff. Like I would have loved to actually have delved into that, but like I'm not gonna watch this crap.
No, me neither. Next up, Titan season 3 coming in August. Where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? They had me up looking for the because I followed Tim Drake and Jason Todd on Instagram. Big announcement, and the announcement was only the release date. That makes me scared.
And it's not even the day.
Yeah, it's just a month. Man, between this and Cowboy Bebop, I don't know which one I'm more worried about. I don't know.
Bebop.
Yeah, for sure. But like,
because I mean, I've already seen 2 seasons of Titans.
Yeah, it can't get worse than season 1.
No, it cannot.
No,
it cannot.
Yeah, so. I don't see that. So, but especially since this was of the official like we're HBO Max's show now. Like this is official, like them saying, yeah, we're HBO exclusive, baby. So if y'all using HBO's name, it better be fucking good. But I think it's going to be good because they're transitioning away from all that other Titan shit and going straight to Gotham, Nightwing, Tim Drake, Red Hood, Batman show. Like,
and yeah, I think it's going to be.
And you want to know the crazy thing?
A battle fight at 2 different places because you're going to have that, and then you're also going to have Starfire.
Beast Boy didn't post a video. He wasn't in the clip. He wasn't in any of the shots. Yo, Ryan Potter saying fuck them. I don't blame him though. He got screwed. He probably got screwed this season too. That's why they didn't post him. Like Hawk and Dove were in it when they said they were getting out of the show, but they were still in the thing. And Ryan Potter's nowhere to be found. He posted his other show that got announced.
When HBO acquired it, they were like, maybe who do we want to focus on? Do we want to focus on Ryan Potter's character, or do we want to focus on Minka Kelly and Alan Rickson's characters?
That's who they chose. Crazy. And Donna Troy's back. Like she was in the video From the dead. But Ryan Potter can't be in. Spoilers. They doing my boy Ryan Potter dirty. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. They doing you dirty, RP. But you came out and said, oh, they can't. I thought we couldn't have mixed Tim Drake, but now we got one. You were salty. You wanted to be Robin, and you threw shade at him, so they threw shade back at you, partner. You got yourself in that hole. But they did do you dirty with the way they portrayed Beast Boy. You didn't have to do shit. You still don't have a costume. You still wearing a hoodie.
Still doesn't have a costume, man.
I feel so bad for him. Yeah, it's bad. But
all right. Well, the last two bad stories I have: Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, and Kathy Najimy are going to return for Hocus Pocus sequel. Hocus Pocus 2 will debut in Disney
some
Plus
ladies are
sometime in
excited for that.
2022. Yeah, a lot of people are diehard fans of this movie. I honestly can't tell you that I've seen the entire movie.
Me
Definitely
neither.
seen parts of it,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen all of it
from start to finish, and don't remember.
I could not tell you how it starts. I could not tell you how it ends.
Me neither.
But sure, Hocus Pocus 2. And for being a Disney Plus original, all the content they need. I mean, I assume this will come out in Halloween time, 2022.
As it should.
So
as it should. So, but what's the final story we got?
The Powerpuff Girls. We said we wouldn't talk about it, but then they announced that they're going to rework the pilot because
the script leaked. Wait, do you want me to read some of it?
Yes.
We have it in the Discord. This is why y'all need to join the Discord. Let me read some of it. Shout out to Jay. He posted a bunch of it. So let me get it. It's not too far.
Like when they were talking about it, they were like, "Oh, well, we feel like the people cast did a good job."
Here we go. Bubbles. Blossom's fine. I saw her on Insta that she has a boyfriend. I saw on her LinkedIn that she got promoted. I saw on Facebook that she still talks to Grandpa despite the political differences. Buttercup, coming back here is probably triggering for her. Bubbles, why? Because she's the one who killed Mojo Jojo? I mean, moveon.org. Duh, Blossom. That's one. Here's another one. Narrator, unlike our prodigal Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo's son, Jojo, stayed in Townsville. Indeed, his dedication to the city carried him all the way to public office. He was the youngest person ever elected mayor of Townsville. Unfortunately for him, a second term looks unlikely. Jojo, I delivered on everything I promised, except free gelato Fridays, and that's only because the perfect scoop turned out to be a front for meth trafficking. Alicia Lawrence has no experience. She's impulsive and reactionary. Gina, she's exciting. Jojo, you mean she's not a white man? You know, you hear about reverse discrimination, but until it happens to you, no offense, you totally earn your position. Optics don't hurt, still hurt though. Last thing I'm gonna read. Remember Bubbles. Yes. Remember what a huge crush he had on Blossom? Weird kid. Hey, you know where we should go for a while we're here? Sarah. She was always nice to her. Buttercup. Dad blew that one. Bubbles. Yeah, now he just dates rando beaker bunnies and science hoes. What the fuck is this show, bro?
Oh my gosh.
And Jojo and Mojo Jojo are men. They're actual like white men, I think, or black men with pet monkeys.
Oh my god, dude.
No wonder why that shit got trashed. And I'm glad whoever leaked it because they knew the public wanted to know how bad that shit was.
Yeah, it was one. It's like that. Sometimes, like we saw with Sonic,
you gotta leak things for people.
Leak things so the public can tell you what's gonna work.
Because the studio's doing bad. Like there's probably people working on it that's like, yo, the studio don't know what we doing, so we gonna leak this so we can get some help. And
all the people who are working on Sonic 2 right now are
loving it.
Twitter.
Yeah,
because they would not be doing
Professor
that.
Utonium's only dating beaker bunnies and science hoes. What the fuck is that? Blossom should get over it. I mean, overit.org. Who says .org? It's .com.
Dove Cameron does, apparently.
Trash. But that's all we got for news this week. Hope we gave you a last laugh with that story. Time to get on to our show where we recommend one TV show or movie that's dropping this week, either new or old. It's called Movie on the Rise. Schubert has all the best shit, so because there's not really nothing coming out. Schubert, what you got for us this week?
I would tell people that if you're caught up with Camp Cretaceous, season 3's out right now. Go watch it. It ended really great. It was a really good kids show based on something.
Jurassic Park?
Legit people were dying. So
okay, cool.
You don't see anyone get eaten, but I mean, you know. Then I would say one movie that I saw on my list, or that wasn't, I don't even know if it was on my list. It was one thing that I just had added to my Amazon watch list. And it was like Matthew McConaughey and a crime thriller. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I want to watch this.
What is it?
Great movie called Frailty.
Oh, okay.
Matthew McConaughey, Bill Paxton acts in it mostly, and he's also the director. And it's a really good crime thriller with a really good twist.
Okay,
And
I'll have to check that out. I like crime thrillers.
I was really surprised when I was about to watch it. I was like, "Whoa!"
Interested to see what happens.
People praise this as a.
Oh, you froze.
I was saying like this was a 98%, not 98%, but this was a certified fresh film on Rotten Tomatoes. Lots of critics were really praising Bill Paxton on the direction that he did. To me, it really feels like a mixture of True Detective meets Criminal Minds.
Okay.
Meets something else. I mean, like that has really strange elements, mainly told through a Matthew McConaughey narrated story of his past.
Yeah, got you.
With some kids and Bill Paxton playing the dad.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out.
But it's good. I mean, it's under. I would say it's a 100-minute movie.
You're the only really person that cares about runtime, so you and Ian.
Yeah, because people got things to do, Lyndon.
If you're watching a movie, dedicate yourself to the movie. Don't just look for short movies. If you're watching a movie, you get what comes with it. If not, watch TV.
Well, I did watch Heat, so I did.
Oh, did you like it?
Well, yeah, it was all right. I mean, I like Collateral better.
More than Al Pacino versus Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer with the crazy ponytail?
Barely them versus each other. They don't share the screen, but like
you didn't minutes. Like you. Oh, bro, we gonna have to talk about this off air. With Sizemore holding up the girl as a human shield and Val Kilmer wife helping him out to escape.
No, I mean I don't think it was bad. I mean it was a really good movie, but like I think I just really enjoyed Collateral.
Collateral more? Okay. I got Collateral second when it comes to Michael Mann movies and Heat first, but all right, as long as you liked it.
Yeah.
8 out of 10?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say I got it at 8, 7, 8, 8. Just making sure you're not crazy. Okay, cool.
No. Right. But I just happen to like Collateral more when it comes to the Michael Manns. And then the other stuff I have on here.
Yeah, what's your movie on the rise?
ABC's game shows came back. Press Your Luck just premiered today.
Nice. I like that. The whammy show.
But yeah, so then Family Feud also on.
Nice.
I think Card Sharks is the other one, but there's going to be some more coming as the summer continues. And Match Game. I think the Match Game was the other one. But the other thing I have is the Bo Burnham special called Inside. It releases on Netflix this weekend.
Apparently it's good. Apparently it's really good.
I mean, he does really good stuff. I've really enjoyed Bo Burnham's performances. I wouldn't say maybe the last one I didn't like as much, but he's had some good specials before, and he's really kind of turned a corner in his career. So I'm really interested to see how that translates to his comedy specials.
Okay.
If it becomes a little bit more mature than the past.
All right, I'm with you. I don't really have nothing, but here's some new movies that are coming to HBO Max that I really like, just so you guys can, get the gist of what I'm gonna be watching, at least when it comes to movies on HBO Max. And why is my phone? All right, here we go. My phone was being stupid and slow. All right, every movie coming to HBO Max by June 1st. Here we go. I'm gonna give you some of my favorites: Aviator, all the Harry Potters.
Yep.
Eyes Wide Shut, which I'm gonna watch. I'm super excited to watch that. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's good. Jerry Maguire, Kung Fu Hustle. If you want a good like kung fu movie, that's a great one. And then yeah, that's all the ones that'll be out by June 1st. So check that out. Cool. But that's Movie on the Rise. Let's get to our review of the Zack Snyder bomb, the Zack Snyder dumpster fire, Army of the Dead. My co-host at ESPN said Justice League was worse than this movie. I was like, you're smoking crack. This movie was worse than Justice League.
Well, which Justice League?
The Snyder Cut.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, this movie had so much promise, Schubert. The first hour and some change was great. The last 45 minutes killed this entire movie for me.
Last 20 minutes.
Killed it. It killed. Basically, the premise is these people are going in to steal $200 million for this man who already got insured. And he was like, it's an extra $200 million if you want to go into the zombie infested area, to get it before the nuclear bomb explodes. And basically, it's just each member of the team getting killed off one by zombies until they accomplish the goal. There's a traitor in the midst who's trying to get the head of the queen of the zombies to control them so they can have a weapon of mass destruction on the outside. He ends up dying at the hands of Carol Baskin's tiger. And then Amari Hardwick ends up facing the king of the zombies and doesn't get bit. I rewinded it 3 times on his arm where the zombie was about to bit him. He stops right here, and then he gets hit in the head, and then Amari Hardwick gets thrown in the safe to avoid the nuclear explosion. Dave Bautista and his daughter end up dying. Well, Dave Bautista ends up dying because his daughter's trying to save this woman named Greta, and then Greta's kids end up dying. So Dave Bautista's daughter does all of this. Yes, they were right outside of Vegas when the nuke exploded.
But they evacuated them people.
I don't know. The woman, the daughter surely didn't care. She was too concerned with Gita.
Because she wanted them to be there for their kids.
And she didn't even care about them. That's why I'm believing they dying. I believe everybody didn't make it out the evacuation camp because that daughter was too stupid trying to save fucking Gita. I feel like she was getting her coochie licked by Gita. That's why she was trying to save her. Other than that, I don't know why. I have no idea why. Why? Why? Fuck, bro. That made me so mad. Her dad died. The pilot died. Everybody died because you wanted to save Gita. Fuck Gita. Gita should have died. Also, how didn't Gita die in the warehouse of zombies? They just were like, oh, we're not gonna bite Gita. Gita lives.
and the other 2 people, really. Like they kidnapped 3 people, and then like the
only the guy got turned into a zombie.
Yeah, and the coyote lady, she was like, yeah, sometimes they just take people. And I'm just like, why? Why would they just take people? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what is it gonna have? What are they gonna do holding people captive?
Fucking stupid, bro. Fucking stupid. And then after everyone dies except the daughter, who's now supposed to live in this world alone because you tried to save stupid ass Gita, Amari Hardwick comes out with all the money like, yeah, bitch, I survived the nuclear explosion in a safe. What fucking safe saves you from a nuclear explosion? I digress. Then he go inside the plane and is like, fuck, I got bit on the arm. When? Who bit him? Yeah. The zombie didn't bite him. Movie's trash, dog. Trash.
Yeah, like, I told Lyndon when we were talking about it, like, it was definitely trash with the way it ended with, like, Batista's character and the daughter and Gita and all that BS. But if he would have made it with all the money and, like, got on the plane and just, like, lived his life, I would have gotten on board. I'd be like, okay, there's one solid part of this ending. But no, he got to get bit by some mystery ghost zombie, and now he's gonna be a zombie for, I guess, the sequels that Zack Snyder's trying to make out of this. But the title sequence at the beginning of the movie, I thought should have been the movie. Yeah, it was really cool of them like getting all these people out of Vegas and like the infection starting in Vegas and all that, which I thought was what the movie was going to be about at first. I didn't dislike the concept, but I think like the execution was off because they included this daughter element for Bautista. Should never have been in there. She should not have been involved in this.
No, and I feel like that was Zack Snyder. Like, and this is not me being insensitive. This is not me making fun of his situation. I'm just being serious. I feel like Zack Snyder had what happened to his daughter and really wanted to just tell a father-daughter story, but I just don't think it fit in this movie. I really don't. I think he should have left.
Well, the father-daughter story fell to the wayside too because like they were just so at
they didn't do anything.
That you just really didn't understand like their dynamic and like
they didn't do
why
anything.
We should care.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like it should have just been a heist movie. That's all it needed to be. He tried to put too much stuff in there and it got convoluted. It was okay. It's a heist movie. Oh, then there's the twist that this guy that hired them is evil and wants the head for the weapons of mass destruction. Then it's Gita. And it's like, bro, you got too much shit going on. The Gita storyline was trash. You didn't even really need the woman with the head storyline either. It should have just been a heist.
I think I'd like that twist.
The traitor? I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying he was juggling too much shit. That's the issue.
Because I feel like that would have ended up being I felt like that would have been your conflict that you got with the Gita deal. Because then, like, let's say that happened a little bit later, and then, like, So they were probably going to get out scot-free from the zombies, but now because of the head, then they got to fight more of them.
True.
And like, because of that, some of them
it would have
will
worked
die.
out better. No, you're right. Also, why did the lady who get betrayed first jump out the window back to the group and then not say anything like, hey, that guy's a traitor? She's just still shooting. And why are you shooting sitting down? Why you don't get up and run? I didn't see you get bit. They just had issues, man. They just had issues with this story. The whole time. It's asshole movie. Don't waste your time. It's a waste of time.
It is a waste of time because it is exceptionally long.
It's bad, bro. Like I might like
2 hours and
you
40 minutes.
You texted me. You're like Extraction was better. Extraction was worse than this. I don't know. Extraction was bad, but this was bad too. Well, let me say this: Triple Frontier's better than both of them.
All right.
Yeah. So Old Guard better than this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Easy. But this shit, I don't want to see the next one. I don't have no interest in seeing anything more Army of the Dead unless it's the anime.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm hesitant. But
I mean, for me personally, I'm laying this all on Zack Snyder.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I felt like the actors really did what they
gave him the best they could. Netflix gave you freaking creative control. You said they didn't put their hands in the pot. Maybe they should have put their hands in the pot, Zach. Maybe they should have, because maybe when you're left to your own devices, you can't tell a story. You got too many ideas. Somebody has to rein you in.
And then he's gonna come out 2 weeks from now when it doesn't get good ratings.
The Army of the Dead cut.
Well, like there's another 20 extra minutes of the movie that kind of like really piece it together, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm done with it. I'm done.
Yeah,
you haven't given me one freaking movie that doesn't have an extended cut. Like
Watchmen, Justice League, BVS. The only one that didn't need it was 300. And I'm thinking that's a fluke. At this point. Oh man. All right, let's get to our top 25 actresses list real quick. I'll go over mine. You go over yours. We're doing 5 through 1. 25, I got Uma Thurman. 24, I got Diane Keaton, Alfre Woodard. 23, Judi Dench, Helen Mirren. 22, Octavia Spencer. 21, Tessa Thompson, Saoirse Ronan. 20, Nicole Kidman. 19, Angela Bassett. 18, Natalie Portman. 17, Emily Blunt. 16, Scarlett Johansson. 15, Margot Robbie. 14, Lupita Nyong'o. 13, Sigourney Weaver. 12, Jane Fonda. 11, Julia Roberts. 10, Julianne Moore. 9, Regina King. 8, Jodie Foster. 7, Cate Blanchett. 6, Charlize Theron / Tilda Swinton.
All right, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard for me.
If you don't have it, it's okay.
To recount this, but on top, it's Jennifer Lawrence, Rachel McAdams, Brie Larson at 25, the Hepburns, Catherine and Audrey at 24. Susan Sarandon and Diane Keaton at 23, Michelle Williams and Renee Zellweger at 22. 21 is Emma Thompson, 20 is Margot Robbie, 19 Regina King, 18 Sigourney Weaver, 17 Nicole Kidman, 16 Scarlett Johansson, 15 Natalie Portman, 14 Jodie Foster, 13 Helen Mirren, 12 Glenn Close, 11 Tilda Swinton, I believe 10 is Saoirse Ronan, 9 is Julia Roberts, 8 is Charlize Theron, 7 is Julianne Moore, and 6 is Kate Winslet.
Nice. Okay, cool. Start us off. What you got at number 5?
Number 5 is Cate Blanchett.
Oh, okay. You weren't too far from me.
Yeah, Cate Blanchett, when I was looking at the resume, it's just hard to deny someone who in young Hollywood has the most golden statues.
True.
And has really put on some really great dramatic performances. She has had some stinkers like Indiana Jones. Yeah. The one movie that I did watch with her in that she was in the leading role was Carol, and that was an Oscar-nominated film. I thought she did a really good job in it. So I agree with those out there. You know, when I was doing the research for this and looking like, oh, well, who's like the top actress in Hollywood? If they didn't have Cate Blanchett 1, she was 2 or 3.
Okay.
So,
okay.
A lot of her peers and critics regard her as the top in Hollywood.
All right, cool. Well, at number 5, I have Kate Winslet. After watching Mayor of Easttown, it really showed me how great of an actress she is. You also have Revolutionary Road, Titanic, The Holiday, The Mountain Between Us. Cate Blanchett showed not only can she do serious, dramatic roles, but she can also do action. So Really love Cate Winslet. She definitely deserves to be top 5. She's number 5 because she's incredible.
Yes, definitely.
So who you got at number 4?
Number 4 is where I have Viola Davis.
Yeah, same.
All right, so yeah, we both have her at 4.
She's great. Like literally,
she's great.
If they gave black actresses more roles, she would be up higher. She's one of the best actresses of all time. Like
that's the truth.
Like the way she cries is so believable. The way she does everything is believable, and she makes you so invested. From How to Be a Murderer to fucking Suicide Squad. She was the best part of Suicide Squad.
Widows, Fences,
The Help, Widows. She was incredible. Prisoners, she was great. Like
Prisoners,
more so than our boy Maine. What's his name? I got you, Maine.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, Terrence Howard. I didn't believe he was sad his daughter was gone. Viola Davis. I believe she was sad. She was ready to kill Paul Dano.
Yeah, and then she has a bunch of
small movies,
small roles in big movies and big roles in small movies. So she's all, and has had some good stints on TV. You mentioned How to Get Away with Murder.
One of the best Shonda Rhimes show.
We talk about how she was a really great character in Donna Emmett on Law and Order SVU as a
she won an
defense
Oscar
attorney.
Too.
She did?
Yeah. She won an Oscar for best performance as an actress in a supporting role.
For The Help, right?
In 2017
so Fences.
Yeah, Fences.
Gotcha.
So nice. Who you got number 3?
Number 3, I have Frances McDormand.
Now, why do you have her at 3 instead of 2? Because this is where I was like, do I go with Oscar wins over my personal preference? So I'm glad you went with personal preference over Oscar wins, because that's what I ended up doing as well. I have Frances McDormand 3, but I just needed to ask, why is she not 2?
Well, I think
she's like the Daniel Day-Lewis of women.
Yeah, I mean, like in my opinion, where I put she's at 3 because she's probably number 2, but because my number 2 is probably number 1 in Young Hollywood is why I kind of have it as like.
And I did it because the person who I have above her is more notable, more known. If I asked someone on the street who's Frances McDormand, they would say who?
It's probably true, especially in the younger audience.
But Blood Simple's great, Fargo's great, Burned After Reading is great. Like, she kills it. So Frances McDormand is great.
3 Billboards.
Her 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Nomad Land. I mean, she did a decent job. She won the Oscar.
I mean, she didn't really play anything, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, she's in some pretty good stuff. I feel like the Coens really kind of built her career, which is one thing that you can knock on.
She's married to one of the Coens brothers.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm just
saying.
Yeah, no. They know how to use her the best.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see her role with Denzel as Lady Macbeth.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess so our number 2 then would be Amy Adams.
Yes, the queen of all she got to do is get 2 more Oscars. And in my opinion, she'll pass on Meryl Streep. I like her movies better than Meryl.
Well, yeah. I mean, Meryl Streep's been in some really downer movies.
Some Kramer. Sad. Super sad. But
sad
Amy
stuff.
Adams from fucking The Master to as Lois Lane to Arrival to American Hustle. And to me, her best role, which doesn't get enough credit in the way she portrayed this person, I thought she was better than Christian Bale, was in Vice as Miss Cheney. Like, she shocked me as in Vice. She was so good. I'll never forget the speech that she gave where she was like, she was doing 2 different roles. She went to the feminists and was like, we have to fight for our rights.
Oh,
yeah. Then she went to like the farmers, and we were like, I got to make sure that we keep our women in line so they make y'all good dinners, hearty meals, and raise strong, growing boys. And she was like, I don't believe in any of this shit, but I have to portray it this way for my husband to win. And she was the reason why Dick Cheney got a lot of votes, because he wasn't personable. It was her. So, and Amy Adams portrayed that beautifully.
Yeah, like she was one of the better parts of that movie for sure. Another role that I liked her in was her small role in Catch Me If You Can.
Yep.
That was a good one. Underrated. You forget that she was in Talladega Nights as
True.
Susan, the chick with the glasses.
And she's in Enchanted. She's the lead star, so she shows her versatility.
Very true.
And Woman in the Window wasn't that bad of a movie. I watched it. It was a good thriller.
I'm watching it this weekend.
You're gonna like it. Good thriller for Amy Adams. Nocturnal Animals, Sharp Objects. She is just incredible.
You mentioned The Fighter, right?
Oh no, I didn't. Another good one.
Julie and Julia is a really good movie that she's in.
And then her small role in The Office.
She had the small role in The Office. She also has a small role in that 70 show.
Yep.
She was in Night of the Museum.
And Charlie Wilson's War.
She was in that Muppets movie. That's true. Man of Steel.
And The Master and Her. She does really well with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like she's really gotten through some of the early stages of the growing pains, and she's really kind of like come into being the leading lady. I think Arrival and Vice probably put her really over the top in a lot of people's eyes.
Yep.
So her next thing that she has up is Dear Evan Hansen, which we talked about last week, and then the Enchanted sequel, Disenchanted.
We need her to get some Oscars so she can be number one. That's all she's needs.
She's also going to be in this TV miniseries called Kings of America.
Okay, cool. Well, number one,
that's the Walmart not documentary, but the Walmart series.
That's going to be big for her. Yeah. But number one, of course, this is easy, obvious, Meryl Streep.
Yeah, Meryl Streep. I think everyone knew.
We don't even have to say anything about her.
She'd be on the top of the list. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say. She's
Devil Wears Prada, Kramer vs. Kramer.
She's the most decorated actress in Hollywood.
Might be the most decorated actor overall.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
yeah, she's the most decorated
9,
overall.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. No, just 21 nominations.
How many wins?
I think 4. 1.
Oh, okay. She's right there with Daniel Day.
3.
Okay, so she's tied with Frances McDormand and Daniel Day.
Yeah. And
21 noms is nuts. But that goes to show about how she gets all the roles. Like, that's what this has shown me. She gets all...
29.
I was just saying, because you froze, she gets all the roles. All the roles.
Yeah, I was just going to say, since 1979, she's almost been Oscar nominated like every other year.
Oh, my gosh. So, legend.
79 to 80, then 2 years to 82, 83, 84. Then you get so like there's some stretches, like the most recent stretch. I mean, she was back to back in 2017, 2018, back to back 2014, 2015, 2009, 2010. It's just ridiculous.
Go Meryl. Go Meryl, go Meryl, go. But that's our list, man. Let's repeat our top 5 real quick just for people. I'm not going to make us do the whole thing. The top 5 for me, I got...
Oh, we didn't even talk about the Emmys. She won 3 Emmys and was nominated for 5.
She won a lot. I got Kate Winslet number 5, Viola Davis number 4, Frances McDormand number 3, Amy Adams number 2, Meryl Streep number 1. And Schubert has the same thing, but Cate Blanchett at 5.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So solid list. We're done with our top actresses and top actors. I think we did a good job.
It was going to get easy at the end. There's not going to be a lot of disagreement. With the top 6, pretty much.
That's a fact. And I do think Meryl and Amy Adams fall right in line with our top. Like, if we combine the list, I think it would be Denzel 1, for me at least, Meryl, Daniel Day 2, Meryl 3, Leo 4, De Niro 5, Pacino 6, Amy Adams 7. That's where I'd make it fall, because I got Amy Adams before Christian Bale because she outacted him.
That's fair.
She outacted him. She did in Vice and in American Hustle.
Yeah.
He might have won American Hustle. I might give him American Hustle, but she definitely won Vice.
Yeah. So you can't deny that. But I mean, I would definitely put them in that same mix.
Yep.
Remembering that she was Susan in Talladega Nights, it really has been a long road for Amy Adams.
That's
and
a fact.
And that come up.
Also, I think just self-scouting myself and saying about my missteps, Julia Roberts needs to be higher. After I rewatched Pelican Brief, she killed it.
She did.
Yeah.
It was great.
And Erin Brockovich, she killed it. Julia Roberts needs to be at least top 10. I messed that up.
Yeah, and I would say that I probably put Margot Robbie too high. And she should have been.
No, Saoirse Ronan too high.
Well, no, I guess I'm mixing up highs and lows because like highs and like up in the 20s instead of lows. And
okay,
like
I got you. She should have been in the top in the team.
She should have been right around Natalie Portman and Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, so 14, 15.
Yeah,
that's where I got it. Okay, nice. Well, that's all we got today, Shuby.
All right. Well, I think a fun conversation for us to do down the line when it comes to these is, maybe go under 30.
Okay.
For both ends.
Down for that.
But maybe not do 25.
Yeah, top 10. That's a 10.
That's a tenor. I think, like I said earlier on, doing some hypothetical
under 40 would be a good one too.
Yeah, doing some hypothetical questions, like I mentioned with the dinner party question.
That's one we should do next week. I'm excited for that one.
And I also think it would be interesting, since we've jumped on Letterboxd and had to start talking about and self-evaluating some of our like favorite films. I think it'd be interesting to like touch on films and actor, or maybe some more films and television shows that we really are big on.
Okay.
That but not in a ranking sort of capacity. Like I'm not gonna say like X. I'm not gonna say like Family Guy is higher up than.
Yeah. Just talk about
The Sopranos. Just be like, yeah, both think that these are like top tier.
All right, yeah, I'm down. Word. Well, you guys be on the lookout for all of that. Make sure you check out our most recent Run It Back with we review Blade Runner 2049. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can follow the network at Bros Who Think for more information. But other than that, that's all I got this week, Shuby.
Yeah, I hope you guys were able to tune in to Twitch to catch that match. When will it be available for those?
It will be available for the people. This Run It Back's going to be out the same day, so I'll put it out Saturday. It'll be out officially on Saturday.
Sounds good. A week after
the match
it aired. Yeah. So there you go. To make sure you catch that. If you didn't, we did give a spoiler to it at the beginning.
Yeah, with the rankings.
It's still a pretty solid match to watch.
It's super entertaining.
Yeah. Definitely super entertaining, that's for sure, with the Cash Carbon. So tell us what you think about that match. Tell us what you think about how Pitchit's going so far. You can connect with us on the Discord. Obviously, we do pull things off the Discord, so things that you do put in there may make it onto the show.
That's a fact.
So be sure to be to tell us what you think on there. But that's pretty much all we got for this week, and I hope everyone out there has a great Memorial Day weekend, and we'll catch you next week. As always, keep binging.